So, you see the scoreline, right? You see this team, right? It's amazing that one of the games where we managed to score more than one, and where we managed to score one in open play, turned out to be the one where we let four through against York United. Surprisingly, the one team that that puts less in the back of the net than we do. They've put four in that ass. 4 goals of football. De Rosario got a double. We made De Rosario look like Cristiano Ronaldo. Mwandwe was cool even when we sucked because he, set a few things up. There were a lot of really easy strikes that we normally land that just went over the top. And I'm at a loss for word. Let's see. And there were a lot of cases where Oxner, for 0-3, that's particularly scary because Oxner was like way out of his box for one. And it was like he was trying to play left back, except he wasn't doing very well at that either. I'm not going to have like a terrible go at Oxner, but that's a thing that happened, and that's what led to it. Embarrassing that. Since I'm at a loss for words otherwise, I'm just going to go with some of the stuff the Discord said about this match. Let's see. I hope I didn't. Wait a minute. And I think that thread may have expired to boot. Fast. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Okay. Max says, Gander and Oxner should not be playing pro soccer. Gander is not close to good enough defensively, and Oxner is an extremely weak goalkeeper. If he keeps going, he will get into Bolio territory. He can turn into a striker in L1 Atlantic and get his anger out, but never play pro soccer as a goalkeeper again. Speaking of goalkeepers who turn into strikers, Bolio this year has 4 goals in 8 games in the ARSC Division 2 League, which is one level under what Tabby played last summer. James Jansen. I watched from home today and didn't even get FOMO from missing it. Califax. Man, that second goal positioning from Ox was so bad. James again. What about when he ran to the outfield? Boudreaux. And the 0 attempt at tipping it over on top of it. Max. Marshall has been good recently. Salter should be at center forward. Pulling Amla at 53 when he usually waits till 65 to 70 for subs shows how wrong he was, without even mentioning that Amla without a surprise did nothing. I think we were watching 2 different games. Amla didn't have any chances. Name one time Amla was in a scoring position. It wasn't for lack of trying. We can't get balls to the striker no matter who it is. Tedium. The missed header, but at least he tried on that one. Canuck. Amla is an amazing player with such a bright future. For a debut, he did as much as he could. I agree there. James Jansen says, Oxner was lucky that chip goal didn't go in. Tedium. I'm going to skip that one. That's the kind of thing that I said about Oxner earlier, and I had to retract it immediately because it was beyond the pale. About Oxner needing to be elsewhere. What Basket did must be real bad if he can't get game time instead of Ox. Okay, that one's better. Canuck. This shit happens in Football Manager all the time. Dartmouth Derek. It does, but in Football Manager you don't usually start your worst keeper. Oh, Boudreaux. Over and over again. Canuck. Amla never had a chance to do anything. I thought he did as much as he could. I agree with you there. Not his fault that there's no balls up front. Literally. Boudreaux. Amla and Salter up top. Fumpa and someone of Marshall, Garcia bent wider right for now. JGL and Ramps with Omar and Polisi's depth in center mid. Amla looked lost, but a lot of that was probably service and being brand new. Can't judge. Jerry underscore. That was my impression. I don't think he looked amazing, but it was his first game with us. Even though he's been training with the team, he'll need a few matches to get up to speed. Is right. Canuck. He missed that one header, but you could tell he gave his all. Jerry underscore. In my mind, nothing Amla did yesterday would have reflected too poorly on him. It's his first match. I don't think we should expect much from him. James Jansen. Triple L for them was deadly. And Derek with with his heart taken and made to throb. He has been reformed, and he has atoned for his sins of pessimism. Good thing we disciplined Basket. Obviously is the problem. Our management team had it right. They are geniuses beyond our comprehension. We all just need to accept that the only thing good supporters do is cheer for what we saw today. All of you are negative for suggesting otherwise. How could he ignore such surefire scorers as Marshall and Garcia? Guaranteed goals. Guys, clearly the management team is in control of the situation. On the positive side, Har is not used to coaching this many games this season. Surely he hasn't lost this many, but he probably hasn't won this many either. Sadly, I'll be missing from the next 2 home matches. It pains me to know that I will miss another 2 solid Wanderers home performances. Alright, and some notable events from the match. Again, let's see. For the first goal, the first free kick that Gander just ran in and did a terrible, but not like, thankfully not super terrible tackle. I'm glad we didn't go a man down. But basically, it was against Kristinovic Ensa, this tackle just outside the... No, he tackled just outside the box. Jordan Wilson, who has been referred to by York fans as a liability on multiple occasions, makes it 0-1 after the free kick. Header from very close range to the highest center of the goal, assisted by Noah Verhoeven with a cross following a set-piece situation. That's the second time Gander did a thing that led to an opposing goal. When York fouled, and they fouled a lot, and they got 4 cards between them, we couldn't take nearly as much advantage. York basically kicked us up and down the park, and accepted the consequences gladly, and actually getting burned by those consequences was more our gig. By the consequences of similar things was our gig. Salter missed a whole bunch of chances. It was just in an embarrassing fashion. Well, there was a lot. Fernandez was cool. He helped win a lot of positions that we were only able to take so many opportunities from. He set up the first goal. He set up the first goal for us. That was closed by Santos. And good job on Santos for opening his account. Shame about the circumstances in which he did. Wait, Zachary assisted directly. Yep, Zach Fernandez. Even when we suck, he doesn't. That's why I like about Zach. There was Cedric Toussaint assisted one of De Rosario's goals. There was a big old substitution fest on the 74th minute and 75th. More Samb did a handball. That was fun. Let's see. How did we win a... Mwandwe, who rules, by the way, draws a foul in the pen area. and that gave us our second goal on what should have been a boss night as a result of those 2 goals. But anyhow, good. Mwandwe, Santos, Fernie. And if I don't have Fernie in the YouTube description, I'll edit it accordingly. Poor. Salter. Because because of how wildly he missed his chances even when they were sitters. Samb, that handball was pretty gross, and he was basically missing for the most part. Crap, Gander and Oxner. Gander was all over the place, even not counting the free kick. It sucks that he went out injured. I was hoping he would get hooked before the injury, because he was struggling from minute 1. Oxner was struggling from minute 1 to minute 90. And our season is effective. I mean, there are 11 more games to play, but in practical terms, our season is over.